oil stocks, they're starting to heat up. But when we're looking at two stocks specifically between Chevron and Exxon, the question is, which stock is actually the better pick as of right now? And when you look at the numbers, one of these companies is clearly dominating. So, me personally, I'm going to be real with you. Lately, the stocks I follow, especially smaller names like Castellum CTM and some of these growth plays, have been getting absolutely crushed. But at the same time, I did start to notice something different. While those stocks were falling, all stocks like Exxon and Chevron actually have been holding up and moving higher. As we do take a look at the chart, we do see a clear day time frame uptrend when we look at CVX. And then when we take a look at Exxon, XOM, you will see the same trend as well. You'll see pretty much almost looking exactly alike, close, and they're both trading close to the all-time highs. Now, when I clicked, it really did click for me. Money doesn't disappear in the market, it just rotates. There is a big, as we do know that money has been rotating into this sector specifically due to all of the conflict going on with Iran. And these are hot stocks to cover right now. And this is more, this does show that when other stocks fall, institutions start to have their money flow into other sectors in the market. And as of right now, oil stocks are one of those topics at this very moment. Now, if you're into stocks like this, please hit the like and subscribe button, and please comment below what it is you would like to see in future upcoming videos, as I do reply to every comment in the comment section. And if you guys do need help analyzing your stocks and making better decisions with your portfolio, or having optimizing your trading strategy, please feel free to check out the Prophecy AI app. As we do see here with Chevron, they do have bearish projections at the very moment within a 1 year period, and it does give you a good technical and fundamental analysis breakdown of the stocks. And feel free to check out my free of charge invest community. We continue to grow, and Will Rich and me, we are offering a specific special when it comes to Prophecy AI, where it's at a cheap price that if you do want to just get your toes wet and dip your toes into the water when it comes to prophecy, please feel free to check out the $7. Again, link will be below. It's only $7. It's a $7 trial for 7 days if you want to test it out, guys. Now, let's do a quick rundown based on the companies. So Chevron and Exxon both. So Chevron makes money by pulling oil and gas out of the ground, turning into fuel, and selling it worldwide. Exxon, they do the same thing, but at an even bigger scale, controlling everything from production to refining to global distribution. Now, specific news that we can cover is when we look at Chevron, we do see here that Chevron Microsoft deal, they announced a $7 billion partnership with Microsoft and engine number one to power AI data centers using natural gas. Now, when you think about that, AI is booming and Chevron is positioning itself to supply the energy behind it. That's a massive institutional signal, and part of the reason as to why the stock has been moving in the upwards direction. On the other hand, when we take a look at Exxon, you'll see here that right now they have been making plans to move their legal headquarters from New Jersey to the great state of Texas. So they're continuing aggressive share buybacks and pushing major production growth in places like Guyana. So both companies are making serious long-term plays. Now, when we take a look at the actual financials of the company, this is the 10K report for Chevron. You do see here that revenue, the total for the fiscal year of 2025 was at 189 billion. Year over year, they are down at 6.8%. There was a 6.8% decline when you compare it to the fiscal year of 2024. Gross margin after calculating it was at 26.6%, 26.06%. Still solid profitability, and their operating income was roughly 12.4 billion. The cash position was at 6.3 billion. And when we took a look at the assets versus the liabilities, their assets were at 324 billion, where their liabilities were at 131 billion. So it's good that they have more assets than liabilities on hand. Chevron is stable, but not growing as aggressively, because when we took a look at Exxon, We did the same. I did the same thing. Looked at the 10K, did the same formula, same process, everything. Their revenue was at 332 billion, so it is bigger in scale compared to Chevron. Their revenue, they also did experience a decline, but their decline was a tad bit smaller at 4.96%. So again, it's less than Chevron, but it's still a small decline. And their gross margin was at 31.77%. That's significantly higher than that of Chevron. Their operating income was at $41.2 billion, and this is where Exxon dominates. Their cash on hand was at 10.6 billion. Assets versus liabilities, when we look at the assets, it was at 448 billion, and their liabilities were at 182 billion. Exxon is just operating at a completely different scale. So when we take a look at these companies side by side, Exxon is at higher margins and they have higher operating income. Exxon has more cash on hand, and Exxon had less of a revenue decline compared to Chevron. But Chevron do have something interesting as well, and that is AI plus energy plus the AI plus energy angle could become a huge long-term play. Now, when I look at these two, I see Exxon as a stronger company right now financially, but Chevron might have some more upside if this AI energy demand really does explode. And this is why you don't want to go all in just one stock. You need a mixture of it. You need diversity. You need some stability, some growth, and some exposure to different trends. Because even me, as I do cover high risk stocks, small cap, micro cap stocks like Castellum, I've covered that many times. Even though I am bullish and optimistic on the long term, I'm not putting all my eggs in one basket. I do have diversity within my portfolio. If you want more breakdowns like this, especially on stocks institutions are watching at this very moment, please hit the subscribe button, as that is exactly what we cover in this channel. So, right now, Exxon looks like the stronger company on paper, but Chevron might be making the smarter long-term moves. And that's what makes this comparison so interesting. Let me know in the comments what it is you want to buy at this very moment, or if you are personal owners of Chevron or Exxon. So with that being said, guys, InvestQ out. Love doing these videos. Stay safe. Keep making money in this market and making good decisions with your long-term portfolios. But besides that, see you all in the next video, and hope to see you in InvestQ, link below.